Alright, let's make sure I have everything I need for this unboxing today. Disney Infinity, Nick Fury, what else did I get? Rocket Raccoon, okay. The starter set, Guardians of the Galaxy. They sent me a cat for some reason, okay. Thanks, Disney. Alright, so that's... Where are my f***ing X-Men? Where are my X-Men? Where are my X-Men? Hey guys, so today I'm going to be unboxing, obviously, Disney Infinity. Yes, I am upset that there are no X-Men characters at this launch, but I can look past it. It's going to be a little different. I'm going to unbox the Infinity first, then I'll do some of the playsets and the figures separately that are also go into detail with each figure, what I do like, what I like about it, that kind of stuff. And stay tuned because I'm going to be giving away some power discs at the end of the video. I'll tell you guys how you can win one. I have a lot of them I can give out to you guys. So yeah, so let's just start. Let's start with the 2.0. Now let's see what this thing looks like. I believe this retails for about $75, like GameStop and such. I got it for the Xbox One because that's what I have. Don't be hating. I think all the consoles are great. All right. I would imagine they are. Okay, so obviously you get the game. I hate showing the game because it's kind of obvious that it comes with the game. So what else does it come with? All right, it comes with the PlayPad, the Disney Infinity, the Disney Infinity hardware. So yeah, this is actually cool. They actually have like a separate hardware. It's like a Frost Giant display base. I'm not sure if it works the same as this, but it's kind of cool. So let's take a look at the three you get with the starter set. What's it really in there? So we have Ironman. The one thing I really do like about these Disney Marvel figures is that they didn't just rip them directly from the movie, which is usually what they do. Well, other than Hawkeye, and I'll show you Hawkeye in a bit. But I really do like how they all kind of look like they belong in that Star Wars Clone Wars show. Like that's literally the style. Whoever did the art direction for that show clearly helped design these things because you could literally swap them into that show and they look great. Iron Man looks great. He looks like a cross between, you know, the comic and movie and cartoon, which is great. I do like it when they kind of merge those ideas together rather than just blade up copy a movie adaptation because that stuff's everywhere. So he looks cool. I like his dynamic pose. He's a little pale. It would have been nice to see some like maybe metallic paint on him or something a little more shiny. But that's Iron Man. Next we have Thor. And Thor he's pretty big, or he just looks big. Like I said, these things are probably most likely machine painted, but he looks good. Again, metallic paint would have been nice on the hammer. The cape is nice, like a nice dynamic pose. Again, as usual, he's about to throw his hammer or hit something, which is also nice. The eyes, surprisingly, look fairly detailed, which is good. Details in like they don't look cross-eyed. Usually with machine paint eyes, they look cross-eyed, look ridiculous. But he's actually a cool figure. I like him. Black Widow. So clearly, like I said, they're doing like their own thing. This is basically her ultimate costume, or her like, you know, a cross between the two ultimate costumes. She's actually very, very, very tiny compared to Thor. She's only about maybe 2 inches off the ground, where Thor is probably 4. But like I said, again, I keep having to say this, but nice dynamic pose on Black Widow. Again, the paint though, the paint looks very, very pale, very non-colorful, very light. So maybe like some metallic stuff on the wrist. Disney, if you're listening, that would help next time. All right, and of course we have the Infinity base. Right here. It's your standard base. You get it if you don't already have the base. I think the only way you can get the base actually is a starter, unless maybe you can go to the Disney website, they may sell it directly, or GameStop may sell one directly. I don't think so though. So it's just your standard regular base. So it does come with an Avengers 1 playset, of course, in the starter set. These things are really in there. This is Avengers Tower. Looks pretty cool. It's clear. Obviously it lights up when you put it on the base. So it comes with an Avengers playset. Oh, and it comes with some power discs. Let's see, 2 power discs and a free digital characters for the thing. As the thing about the digital characters is kind of cool. In the trailer, there were a lot of characters that that came out, or that I wanted to come out as figures. But I saw MODOK as one, and I was like, oh, MODOK's coming out. Now, I think he's just an in-game character. So then we got the, looks like the Frost Giants backdrop or theme. Hold on up to the camera, because this is usually going to be hard to put on the display tool. And then we have Asgardian theme for the toy box. Okay. So that's the starter pack. Oh, and it comes with a cool, whoa. Okay, this thing is fairly large. Oh, cool, it comes with a poster. And when the stuff used to come when I was a kid, it comes with a cool little poster. And on the back, it has a checklist for like all the different discs and all the different figures that are coming out. And I'm really psyched. I don't know how you guys, I'm super psyched about their original line, because they were missing, like, Aladdin's in it. I'll pick up Aladdin, Stitch, and Donald Duck, because those are like original characters that I thought for sure they'd be releasing, but at launch, but apparently not. So it looks like they have 2 other playsets, which I'll open for you too. That's kind of cool, like a whole checklist. It's like for your son or nephew or little brother or whatever. This is actually really, really cool. Something that if I was, younger, I'd hang up in my room. Who am I kidding? I'm probably gonna hang it up in my room anyway. All right, next we have the Spider-Man playset, which is this. It comes with Nova, which is, I can't tell if it's Kid Nova or Adult Nova, because this is probably most likely based on that TV show that's airing right now. And in that show, for some reason, they made him like a teenager, along with a lot of other characters. But let's open this thing up and see what these guys look like. And I do actually like Nova. He's actually a very interesting character. Again, I like his figure. Kind of I like to call this the Batman pose, or like yeah, it's basically just a pose where he looks like a badass. Again, though, the paint, I mean, I'm really getting stuck on this. The paint is it's just not colorful enough. It's very matte. I don't know why they decided to do that, but it is. But it's still, I mean, he's really scrawny. The proportions are a little off. Like his waist is exceedingly small. And they don't turn. Well, none of the really decent characters. But he's kind of cool. I liked him in Guardians of the Galaxy. Well, he wasn't in Guardians of the Galaxy, but they mentioned the Nova Corps in Guardians of the Galaxy. So then we have the Spider-Man playset, which is, it's kind of cool. It's basically, it looks like it's a Spider-Man symbol with a Venom mouth, or a symbiote mouth coming out of it. I don't know if you can see it. Let's try to focus. There we go. You kind of see the Venom mouth wrapping around the Spider-Man symbol. And then we have, of course, Spider-Man. A really cool pose. And you know, these things remind me of HeroClix back in the day, because those things were so cool. They were a lot smaller than this. I don't know if you guys know anything about HeroClix. They were a lot smaller than this, but they had really cool poses. And I really am happy that like Disney's messing around with like the bases. Like this is obviously asphalt Spider-Man's on, but you could have done a lot more with them. Like you could have been jumping, with like they could have put like a lamppost and him like hanging off a lamppost upside down. That would have been cool too. But these pieces, they're very detailed, and at the same time they're not. But the style really heeds well to them. I like Spider-Man's pose. I mean, he looks good. It'd have been kind of cool, I mean, if they had different costumes of the same pose. That would have been kind of a cool marketing thing. Have the black suit, maybe the Ironman suit, and the Scarlet Spider, which is one of my favorite suits. That'd have been cool to have that as like a bonus, or like a different type of variation on it. All right. Now I'm gonna unbox one of my favorite ones. That was Venom. I love Venom. He's one of my favorite characters. I'm not so much of a fan of what Marvel, not Disney, but the comic side, have done with him in the past. But he's huge. Let's open this guy up. Evil symbiote web slinging powers. So they kind of tell you on the back of the box. It tells you what playset he goes with and what toy box, so 2.0. So obviously you have to have 2.0 for it to work. Yeah, this thing's badass. So Venom's huge. I'll put him on the display while I'm talking, so he's rotating and looks like a badass. But he's huge. He's very heavy. He's super heavy. Again, he's about maybe 4 inches tall and some change. Comparing him to, he's definitely bigger than Thor. I'll just do a little comparison real fast. So he's taller than Thor, just bulkier, wider than Thor. So that's really cool. And he's one of my favorite characters. I was really happy with his design in Infinity. It lent him well. I like how the tongue is actually soft. So you can actually bend the tongue and it won't snap off. So that's kind of cool. He's one of my favorite Marvel anti-heroes, I guess is what he is now. The only thing I don't like is that you can clearly see on the bottom of where his waist connects to his body. You can see that clearly light as day. And I'm not sure if I like that, but I know they have to. There's only so much they can do with molds and stuff like that. So here's the other person I was going to talk about today. It's Hawkeye. So, like I said, I'm a fan of what Disney does when they kind of combine things together, whether it's cartoons, comics, and movies. However, for Hawkeye, they literally just pulled his movie counterpart and made it into a figure. Which is disappointing, because I really do like the Hawkeye with the ridiculous costume. Now, granted, that costume would have never, ever worked as an actual costume for the movie, because it's too ridiculous. But, I mean, like, still, it would have been nice to see the original costume come back in the Infinity figure, rather than this kind of modern slash. It's the Ultimate version of him. Have you ever seen the Ultimates comic line? I don't know, that's got to be like years ago. This is kind of how they did him. They just did him in kind of like a sleeveless shirt with some gloves and boots, and they gave him like these glasses that helped him aim, supposedly like assisted in the aiming. It's a cool idea, but I really do like the original costume a lot better on Hawkeye. So we have Hulk, and these things have gotten huge. I don't know if you guys have seen Skylanders Giants at all. But these things are rapidly getting to that height. I would not be surprised if Disney did something similar to Skylanders Giants. Again, these things retail for about $15 a piece, which is actually pretty reasonable. Okay, so here we go. And Hulk's a very good example of what I'm talking about. You can see on Hulk right now that his skin is very pale. I'm not going to mess with the saturation on this video, but his skin is very pale. A lot more pale than I want it to be. I mean, I like the Hulk green. I mean, I'm not talking about like lime green, but my God, just a little bit more green on his skin, a little more bright colors. And his face looks a little ridiculous. Just a little. I mean, not too bad, but just a little ridiculous. Again, I love him and Venom are about the same bulk. I'll hold him up to the camera real fast. Him and Venom are about the same height. Hulk may actually be a head taller than him. So, but I love these big, bold, bulky figures. Make me feel like I'm having a real action figure today. Alright, let's see what else I can do. One of my personal favorite superheroes, Captain America. He is probably my favorite Avenger, or favorite Marvel hero in general. X-Men are pretty high up there, though. I'm a huge X-Men fan. But he's one of my favorites just because he's kind of like Batman in a way. He's a strategist. He's a war veteran. He's hand-to-hand expert. Like, he doesn't technically have any powers per se. I mean, his super soldier serum does make him a bit stronger than an average human, but not by much. I think he can lift. I think the world record for bodylifting is 800 something pounds, like by yourself without like the assistance of like a kind of belt or anything. And I think he can lift a ton. I don't know though. Don't gauge on that because they've changed him a lot. But I love him. I hated the Captain America movie, and I only hated it because I think he's one of my favorite characters, one of my top 5 Marvel characters. So again, I'm going to sound like a broken record by the time this thing's over. He looks great. I love he has a very patriotic pose. I'm going to stand here and look patriotic. His eyes are surprisingly even. As you can see in the close-up right now, the eyes they're even. They don't look cross-eyed which is good. Again, I don't know why they didn't use metallic paints for the shield. That would have been a great standout. You know, I could probably actually paint over this with metallic paint. I have a bunch of different paints because I do a lot of wargaming. I could probably just like mod them myself, maybe like paint them over and make them a little bit more shiny. And some red and silver metallic paint, paint it over his shield would be kind of cool. Actually, I'm going to do Nick Fury next. So I'm going to do Nick Fury next. Obviously, he works with Playset. Spider-Man Playset. Spider-Man Playset. I'm assuming he works for the Avengers Playset too, but the Spider-Man one's on here for some reason. So it tells you what he does in the back. Tactical shield tech abilities for spying on crime. That's funny, I like that. There's the back of it. You can kind of see it. So this is the one exception I have to the rule of copying the movie, because in the Ultimate Comics, he was actually African American and actually did have a kitchen iPad. I grew up, I'm a little older than you guys, so I grew up with a Nick Fury that was Caucasian, who had like kind of white sideburns and worked with Punisher. I don't know if you guys remember the Punisher Nick Fury arcade game. That thing was awesome. You just punched and shot people. Probably not the best thing for Disney to try to produce, but he's got a nice, cool, dramatic. He's not dynamic. He's more of a leader pose, more of a, like, you know, I'm leading the Avengers. You know what I mean? I'm the head of Shield. That kind of thing. I do like him. He looks really good. Again, his eyes look great. They even have the scar. This one has a little bit more detail. They have the scar he has from his left eye on the figure, as you can see in the rotation. It looks really good. His gun is on the ship, looks a little shoddy. Looks like one piece. Like, it doesn't look like it's a gun. Maybe a different color on the hilt would have helped differentiate that. But he looks cool. Again, he's soft plastic. So like, the thing about these Disney figures, if you drop them or break them or throw them, I don't know why you'd be throwing them, but they survive. Alright, so now I'm going to open Iron Fist. Iron Fist is one of my favorite characters. Him and Luke Cage, aka Power Man. I really do like them. They're interesting characters. I'm waiting for them to show up in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Or have their own show, like a detective show would be great. I absolutely despise what they've done to them in the Spider-Man show, the Ultimate Spider-Man. I hate that. They made them like teenagers, like they were both 16. It would have been cooler if they were older and actually did have their crime, you know, their detective business, and Spider-Man would maybe occasionally work with them on something. That would have been a lot better. But anyway, opening Iron Fist. Love that smell of new plastic. So, the disappointing thing with Iron Fist, I mean, he looks great. Don't get me wrong. He looks great. His costume looks great. His bandanas are a little, actually, firm. Those actually might snap off. But I would have thought for sure putting some kind of clear plastic over his fist to make it look like it's glowing blue or orange or yellow as he's punching, or red, would have been a total dead-on representation of him. But they just did his regular palm fist. Which is fine. He looks good. I mean, nice, like I said, nice dynamic pose, like he's punching. I like Iron Fist a lot. He's not really a well-known character in the universe. Well, not one of the more popular ones until they put him in the Spider-Man show. But I like him. He looks good. He's a little scrawny, but I guess that fits his character. All right, lastly but not least, I promised you guys something. I'm going to give away some things. So if you guys like, comment, and subscribe to our channel, you'll have a chance to win a Disney Infinity Power Disc Pack for 1.0 and 2.0. And I'll also pick out some lucky winners to get some Guardians of the Galaxy swag. So if you like, comment, and subscribe, you'll have a chance to win Rocket Raccoon, Drax, Groot, and then one of our subscribers will get a Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy playset. So you guys like, comment, subscribe, and I'll give it, let's say, 7 days of this video going live. The video has to get a lot of hits in order for me to give this out. So I'm going to say, if we get 1,000 hits, I'll give away the booster packs, right? If we get 2,000 hits, I'll give away all these three, not to one person, but each one to a separate person, Disney Infinity figures. And if we get more than 3,000 hits, I will give this out to a subscriber. We'll give it 7 days to get that far, and then basically I'll message a winner via YouTube message, and I'll get your information and we'll send it out to you. So all in all, Disney Infinity, I love it. My nephew loves it. It's really a joy to play. It's fun. You sit down and just kind of mess around with it. We loved the Incredibles world, so I'm gonna absolutely love the Avengers world. One of the disappointing things I'd have to say about Disney Infinity overall is that, like, in order to use like Captain America and Iron Fist, you need the 2.0 disc, which is weird to me because I would think that you would just do an update, or maybe they will do an update eventually, but as of right now, you need the discs to play them. At least that's what it says on the box. You need Marvel 2.0 in order to use these characters. So you can't just buy a character and put it on. I think you need the 2.0 to actually use these newer characters. Anyway, you guys, make sure to rate, comment, and subscribe for your chance to win swag. So remember, it's 1,000 hits, I'll give away the power disc. 2,000, I'll give away one of these 3 things, and then if we get over 3,000, some lucky guy will get a Guardians of the Galaxy playset. So you guys, thanks so much for watching. Make sure to rate, comment, and subscribe. Sorry this video is a little long. Stay tuned though, because I'll be doing a lot more of them.